This is a guide on how to beat the Ancient Evil Easter egg solo on the realistic difficulty. I will assume that you already know what each step is, so I will not explain how each step works. Instead, I will give tips on how to approach certain steps on realistic mode in the least painful way possible. Before starting your game, I recommend that you beat the Voyage of Despair Easter egg. This is so that you can get the free doors perk, which makes setting up a lot easier. Here is a picture of the setup that I will be using in this game. The reason why I'm using PhD Slider is because I will be using the rocket launcher. Power Keg is an essential elixir for the boss fight, so it is recommended that you have 3 of these at the minimum. Some useful talismans are the Battered Dragon Scale, the Major Reinforced Charm, and the Glowing Phylactery. Some other elixirs which will be useful for this are Shields Up, Undead Man Walking, and Blood Debt. When you spawn into the game, melee all of the zombies but keep one alive. Remember that the zombies will eventually wake up and start attacking you, so be cautious. Once you have the final zombie, go and shoot the mirrors so that they are facing at the right angle. Pick up the shield piece at the bridge, and then go start the lockdown sequence at the theatre. After interacting with the Sentinel artifact, run to the back of the room and shoot the skeletons that spawn in the head to kill them instantly. Initially, the zombies will be spawning in slowly. Just shoot them in the head with the strive to kill them. Eventually the spawn rate will increase, so it is a good idea to throw down a wraith fire in front of you. This part is very important. Once your specialist is ready, you will want to train a small group of zombies at the back of the theatre, run up to that group, and then pull out your specialist weapon. This is because any zombies that are killed by the knockback effect will respawn back into the game once the lockdown is over, preventing the round from transitioning. Once the Pegasus arrives, keep making sure to run away from the zombies because it is still possible to get hit at this point. After the sequence is over, it should still be round 1 if you did the specialist technique correctly. Go and buy Victoria's Tortoise and knife all the new zombies that spawn in but keep one alive. If you can afford it, you should buy a cheap gun off the wall like the MX9, however don't worry if you can't. You should then go and pick up the golden bridle. You can see on the screen how I killed the Giganese. Whenever he is about to do a ranged attack, make sure to get out of his line of sight. After killing the Giganese, pick up the shield piece that drops and then go find the final shield piece so that you can craft the shield. You will then want to find a fallen hand so that you can do the trial for Hemera. If you run away from the zombie while he is in the marketplace, you should be able to complete the mini lockdown before the zombie gets too close. If you have a gun like the MX9, then it is really easy to survive this lockdown, as the zombies that spawn in are really squishy. If you just have a strife, then I recommend that you use the shield spear attack to kill any zombies coming at you while avoiding killing the normal zombie. Once the lockdown is complete, pick up the gauntlet and deliver the 3 light orbs to the shrine. After using the teleport, you will need to survive another mini sequence. The easiest way to do this is by spamming the charged ability around the circumference of the arena. If you do this, then no zombie should ever reach you. Once the sequence is over, place the gauntlet back down at the shrine and try to find another fallen hand. After finding a second one, run away from the zombie when he reaches this area and go and start the Gaia trial. You should be able to complete this trial in time before the normal zombie gets too close. As you can see in my game, I did not start the upgrade process for Gaia until round 9, however I recommend that you do it on round 1. Even though it is not required for the main Easter egg, the upgraded version is actually useful for just killing zombies at a certain point in the game, which will be explained later. Since it is still round 1 for you, it should be extremely easy to do the plant step, as a zombie will be really slow. After delivering all 3 plants, go and start the mini sequence. While the oracle tells you that you should be using charge shots, I actually recommend just spamming single shots really fast, because if you are using charge shots, the zombies will get a lot closer to you, which greatly increases the risk. Once you have finished the Gaia upgrade, place the gauntlet down and go ride the Pegasus. Once you arrive in the Pack-a-Punch zone, the round will automatically change to round 2. There is no avoiding this. Your goal for round 2 is to open up the Pack-a-Punch, craft the Pegasus Strike, do the initial trials for Charon and Ouranos, and then upgrade Ouranos to the redeemed version. At the start of the round, you should focus on opening up all of the doors while picking up all the parts for the Pegasus Strike. While doing this, you should also look for any fallen hands and pick one up when you find one. When you reach the birdcage at the cliff ruins, you will probably have your specialist meter full. Use it to kill the skeletons that spawn and to break the door, freeing the first bird. You should then put your specialist away so that your meter does not go under 50%. Once you have done a full loop around the zone, go and craft the Pegasus Strike, but do not pick it up yet. You should then run to the Ouranos shrine and start the initial trial. It should be easy to defend using the spear attack and rayfire grenades. When the lockdown is complete, pick up the Ouranos gauntlet and go shoot down the birdcage that is hanging above. Use your specialist to break open the door to free the bird and then kill the Giganese that spawns. The hammer is really good at killing him because it stuns him. You should always try to stand behind the Giganese while killing him. Since both birds will now be free, run to the centre of the world so you could start a lockdown sequence to open up Pack-a-Punch. Kill the skeletons that spawn, but keep any normal zombies that spawn in alive. Once the Pack-a-Punch is open, you should now focus on upgrading Ouranos to the redeemed version. Make sure there is some distance between you and the zombies when you start shooting the feather. Remember that the feather at Cliff Ruins requires 2 shots for it to reach the Ouranos shrine. This is also true for the feather at the Charon shrine. However, the feather at the centre of the world only requires 1 shot for it to reach the Ouranos shrine. After doing all 3 feathers, go and use the portal to finish the upgrade. The safest way to do this one is to just channel the charged ability while walking up and down the platform. When this step is over, place the gauntlet down, find the final fallen hand, and do the initial trial for Charon. Remember to use your spear attacks and rayfires to complete this safely. Once the initial trial is complete, pick up the Charon gauntlet and kill any remaining zombies in the River of Sorrow with the gauntlet to start the upgrade process. Your main goal for round 3 is to upgrade the Charon gauntlet to the redeemed version. I recommend that you group up all of the zombies in the room where you craft the Pegasus strike before leading them all back to the River of Sorrow so that you can kill them. Once you have killed enough zombies at the River of Sorrow, get to the end of the round but keep 1 zombie alive. Now you can safely collect all 3 coins before taking the portal and doing the final challenge. Similar to the Gaia challenge, the safest way to do this is by spamming the single shot really fast. This allows you to kill zombies at a safe distance and minimise risk. Also, at some point during this round, I randomly received a self-revive. I'm not sure why this is the case. Maybe it's a reward from the Oracle, but I have had this happen to me in multiple games, so hopefully it should happen to you. Once you have finished the upgrade, go buy stamina up and leave the Pack-a-Punch area. Your attention should now be directed at completing enough challenges to turn Apollo's flame blue. In order for the flame to turn blue, you need to contribute 9 points total. Claiming a common reward gives 0.5 points, a rare gives 2, a legendary gives 4, and an epic gives 6. The easiest way for a solo player to turn the flame blue is by handing in an epic reward and then a legendary reward. You want to turn the flame blue in the fewest rounds possible, so challenges such as holding a certain location or not taking damage are great because you don't need to progress through the rounds in order to do them. However, challenges such as getting specialist kills, getting hand kills, and getting equipment kills are really efficient ways to get to epic tier, whereas challenges which involve getting kills at certain locations are very inefficient. Once the flame has turned blue, you don't need to do any more challenges. However, consider doing more if you want to get rewards such as extra perks or, more importantly, an extra self-revive. At the end of the round, save a zombie and go ignite the tip of your spear. You should then go ignite the oil trails. Since you are on realistic mode, your shield health is very low. Therefore you can probably only ignite 2 of the oil trails before you have to go back and repair your shield. After igniting all the oil trails, go to the statues near the Zeus perk and fire a charge shot on the ground and stand in it. Shoot the statue with the blue eyes and repeat this process 3 more times to complete the step. Just to be safe, you should reapply the charged effect on the ground after shooting the second statue. Once the step is complete, pull out your shield and run away from the area. You should then kill all skeletons except for 1 and then align the citizens. After this, go grab the Gaia gauntlet and spawn in the Giganese. On the screen you can see how I handle this next step. You will want to lead the Giganese through the gymnasium bathhouse. When he appears outside, spam him with 4 to 5 single shots from the Gaia gauntlet. This should do enough damage for him to shield blast you. Make sure that you are standing next to the crystal when he shield blasts to get it to break. Once this is done, pick up the Ankh and kill the Giganese with the hammer. Once he is dead, pick up the golden spear and place it down at the dial at the Danu perk. The easiest way to approach this step is by trading the zombies in the Danu area, and once you have a full horde, shoot a charged shot of the Charon gauntlet at the Sundial. The effect lasts around 15 seconds, so that should give you plenty of time to interact with the Sundial. A very useful tip for this is that you don't have to be directly above the symbol to interact with it, you can be anywhere on the Sundial. Once the Sundial step is complete, you will want to make sure that you have the Homunculus and a fully Pack-a-Punch rocket launcher before attempting the Ra laser step. However, since it can be tricky to get these from the box, you may need to burn through some rounds in order to save up a lot of points. The easiest way to burn through rounds is by training at this location. I like this area a lot because it is open and the shield benches are very close by. Once you have a full horde, kill them all with a charge shot of Gaia. I prefer Gaia to Charon for this because Gaia gives drops. When you are fully prepared, pick up the Hemera gauntlet and place it in Ra's hand. This step can be quite tricky on solo, but you can see on screen how I approach this. As soon as the step starts, throw a homunculus and position yourself where I am. This spot is great because you can clearly see both ends of the beam, which makes it easy to kill any skeletons which are trying to block the beam. When your homunculus is about to run out, make sure to throw another one and continue to kill any skeletons that are blocking the beam. Shortly after throwing a second homunculus, a Blightfather will spawn. Make sure to kill him as quickly as possible by spamming the rocket launcher. If you are lucky, he should drop a nuke. Run and pick it up to buy more time. If a nuke doesn't drop, don't worry. Just use an equipment so you can throw another homunculus. At the end of the sequence I use a Dead of Nuclear Winter so I have more breathing room. Make sure to pick up the staff before placing it in Ra's hand to complete the step. You can now go and pick up the Charon gauntlet and start the hit your max step. I recommend shooting a charge shot of the Charon gauntlet while standing in the red light to minimise the risk of being hit. Remember to kill any zombies on the ground with a charge shot from Charon and any zombies on the stairs with a single shot. When the step is complete, pick up the max ammo and the points that spawn and get to the end of the round while saving a zombie. Since you have the rocket launcher now, it should be very easy to train in the marketplace while killing the hordes with the rocket launcher. Once you have the final zombie, go replace your Charon gauntlet with the Spitfire, pack-a-punch it once and then do the code for the door. After you have interacted with the door, go grab the Pegasus strike and place it down on the blue circle. You will then want to lead the zombie down to this area before rushing to the turret and pushing it in place with the Ouranos gauntlet. The turret needs to be nudged 4 times for it to be correctly aligned. You should then ignite the tip of your spear, run through the venom trap and then release the arrow. Make sure that your shield is on full HP before doing this because in realistic mode your shield health is very low. When you are ready you can enter the boss fight. This boss fight is pretty easy but there are some things you should watch out for. Normally you would stand in the fire to charge your specialist weapon, but on realistic mode that is a fatal mistake. When the Giganese spawns in you will want to kill him with the rocket launcher. You can see from the footage that I accidentally stood in the fire, causing my dying wish to activate. Make sure to avoid doing this in your game. When the Giganese is dead you will want to go to the island on the right hand side. If a Giganese spawns on this island, kill it with your rocket launcher like you did before. If the Pegasus starts to fly towards the island you are on, you will want to attack it with the rocket launcher. Make sure that a homunculus is on the ground before you do this to minimise risk. You should also try to move a little while shooting the Pegasus in case the boss throws a fire at you. Once the Pegasus crashes on the ground, start to hit it with your hammer. As soon as the Pegasus is no longer orange, immediately jump back to the first island to avoid getting hit by its electrical attack. In fact, I recommend that you keep your specialist out while exiting the island to minimise risk. Make sure to pick up the max ammo that spawns and use the power gig elixir. Once the Pegasus is no longer doing the electrical attack, jump back to the other island. You should then repeat the exact same process one more time, which is kiting the zombies with the shield out while avoiding any fires, and firing at the Pegasus with the rocket launcher while making sure a homunculus is on the ground. Once again, use a hammer on the Pegasus when it has turned orange and run back to the first island once he is no longer orange. Make sure to pick up the max ammo and to use another power keg elixir. The boss should now transition to phase 2. Make sure to have a homunculus in your hand ready to be thrown, and as soon as a Giganese appears, throw it and kill him with the rocket launcher. Make sure to avoid any fires that the boss throws at you and try to have 100% uptime on the homunculus. This should be pretty easy to do as the second phase is quite short. When the boss is about to appear on the island, make sure to stand a fair distance from him and spam the rocket launcher when he appears. As soon as he turns orange, use your hammer and you should be able to deal enough damage for the boss to die. Once the boss dies, pick up the key that drops and congratulations, you have beaten the Easter egg on realistic mode. If you found my guide to be useful, I would appreciate it if you could like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and goodbye.